Quincy Art Association's opened up the Quincy Arts Affair at the Quincy Arts Gallery in the Monroe Building in Quincy Center. Big difference this year. First of all, it's in a new location. Second of all, it's more than just a weekend. So Britt Kreitmer is here from the Quincy Art Association to tell us all about it. Nice to meet you first, Britt.
Nice to meet you too, Joe.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Like I mentioned, it's all new this year, pretty much, the Arts Affair, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the Arts Affair has actually been around since 1996.
Wow.
So this is the 26th year. Formerly, it was always held at Marina Bay on the boardwalk. During the pandemic, we switched to a virtual show for a couple of years, and then this year we decided that the Quincy Art Association would just take the Arts Affair kind of under its purview, and so now that we have the Q Arts Gallery, that was the perfect place to host it. So that is what we decided to do this year. So it's a live show. It is in person. You can visit it at the gallery. Opening weekend is this weekend, and we coincide with the Multicultural Festival so that more people can get exposed to the gallery and they can come in and see the show. And the show is going to run from this coming weekend to September 4th.
Okay.
So
lots of changes then.
Lots of changes.
Yeah.
It is a month-long show instead of just a weekend. So that's the biggest. Now that we have the availability of the gallery, we thought that was the best way to showcase the artists, and it's also a good way to create kind of like a community around it. So
Was the Arts Affair not under the Quincy Art Association in the past?
no, it was. I mean, it was some of the same people that coordinated it, but technically it was its own entity for all those years.
Okay.
So that's why this year some of those people are now, like, they've always been part of the QAA, and it just made the most sense to have that come as one of the things that the QAA does now.
Under your umbrella, basically.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Not to be confused with Arts Fest, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So Arts Fest is something different that has always been part of the QAA,
Right.
and that is held usually over in Marymount in the field.
Yep.
So we also did that this year. So.
Nice to start to get back to normal. At least,
Yes,
yeah.
it is. It's definitely nice. People are starting to come back out again, and I think when it comes to artwork, like, being able to view an online gallery is nice, but it's not the same as actually being able to come to a show and see the pieces up close.
And talk to the artists themselves.
And talk to the artists, yes,
Yeah.
because most of the artists belong to the association as
Yeah.
members, and so they always usually come to the show, and usually there's a reception of sorts, so everybody gets to meet everyone else, and it's nice. It's a nice way to get people together too.
Yeah. I think it's probably news to people too that there is a gallery. The Art
Yes.
Association has a physical gallery.
We do.
Yeah.
We have a gallery. It is at 1229 Hancock Street. It's in the Monroe Building, so it's directly across the street from the Quincy Parks Visitor Center and Quincy College. So if you look directly across the street, it's a couple doors down from Starbucks, T-Mobile, that area right there. So.
Tell me about it. What does it look like inside? I haven't been in yet.
Oh, it's gorgeous. So they recently redid the interior, so it's beautifully painted. It's air conditioned, which is
Nice.
handy this week.
Yes.
But it's just got tons of artwork. Like, we can fit almost 200 pieces in there.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a really good size. The artwork is being changed out every month or so. We have crafters in there, so there's like jewelry and pottery and everything.
Like live demonstrations?
And also live demonstrations. So this coming weekend, we're going to have demonstrations on the sidewalk right outside the gallery, as well as on Sunday from 2 to 4, there is an outdoor art class on the green.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
And then periodically, the Art Association will run demos and workshops, and most of the time, those are going to be at the gallery. Sometimes they're still at the studios on High School Ave,
Yes.
but now that we have the gallery space, it's much more convenient and it's bigger.
Yeah, you really are coming into your own. How old is the association itself? Do you know?
Oh, the association, I believe, got its establishment in the 70s.
Yeah, I think
so
that's
it's been
right.
around for a long time.
Yeah.
It's been around for a long time.
How many members roughly would you say?
Currently, we have a little over 150 members.
That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this year, with the advent of the online registration and the payment form from the website, it allowed a lot more exposure, and it made it a lot easier for us to incorporate new members, track them, keep in touch with them, because we send out email marketing to them whenever we have events like this and things like that.
Yeah.
So
what will folks see at the Quincy Arts Affair for 2022? Is there a theme? Or?
So there's no theme.
Okay.
It is a juried show. So there were about 60 artists. There was about 140 entries. We
Wow.
have 6 categories, which are usually oil and acrylic, watercolor, drawing, sculpture and photography, and then there's mixed media. So of those 6 categories, so you'll be able to see a range of different types of artwork from 60 different artists. Most of them are very local, including so one of the winners was a Quincy artist, Isabel Shamitz. She won Best in Show for her piece Reflections of History. So
Nice.
there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot to see.
And I'm assuming they're for sale?
They are for sale.
Okay.
So one of the requirements of registering for the show is that all of the pieces are for sale.
Oh, okay. All
So
right.
if you're looking to buy some artwork,
Yeah.
it's a great time to come check it out.
Yeah, and
So.
support a local artist, right?
Support local artists.
Yeah.
And a lot of the artists, because they're local, a lot of their pieces are local like work. So
Yes.
landscapes that display the city of Quincy.
You'll
and-
recognize. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
Is there outreach to young student artists?
Yes. So actually, this past summer, we ran a lot of different children's classes out of the QAA studios on High School Ave, and right now we're gearing up to figure out what we can offer for fall classes
Okay.
as well. So drawing, pottery, painting, and all manner of different courses for children and for adults.
That's great.
So.
Yeah, I know that the pandemic kind of put the damper on that.
Yes,
for
it
a couple
did.
of years, yeah.
But now that we have it back, it's going to be, we've had a lot of interest, especially when we did Arts Fest this year. We had a
Yes.
lot of parents asking us for student classes and things like that. So.
A lot of folks found their artistic gene.
They
when
did
had
while they
time.
were trapped at home for
Yes.
long periods. Yes, so it was nice. It's nice to see it. It's nice to see the community kind of being more interested in the
Yeah.
arts.
What was the decision, or how was the decision made to make the Arts Affair kind of a month-long event instead of a weekend event?
It just happened to coincide with the last exhibition coming to an end. So in order to keep the gallery full,
Yeah.
we're like, we already have the show coming up, so let's just make this month's exhibition the show, and we'll
Okay.
just keep it for the month. So that was how we came up with that.
All right. Is there admission to get into the gallery?
No, nope, you can just show up to the gallery.
Okay.
The hours are Thursdays and Fridays from 2 to 5 and Saturdays and Sundays from 12 to 5.
Okay.
This weekend, because of the Multicultural Festival, on Sunday it's going to be 12 to 8 though,
Yes.
because they have some evening events, so we wanted to make sure we were open for that.
I think it's great. It's a great
Yeah.
cross-connection, you
Yep.
know, really.
Yep, we figured the foot traffic would be really helpful in getting people to come to the gallery and know that it's there
Right.
and see what we have to offer.
Yeah.
So.
Do you need volunteers? Do you need help?
We do.
Okay.
So we usually, for people to sit at the gallery as volunteers, it's usually required that they are a member, just because that allows us to capture like who they are and the fact that they have a vested interest in the association.
Sure.
So people can sign up to become members on the website,
Okay.
and then every month we send out a gallery volunteer sign up
okay.
email, and then they can choose their spot on which days they would like to sit at the gallery and volunteer.
Right. Okay. It's pretty important because you're welcoming people. It's the first impression, right?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Plus, like, people need to be comfortable with sitting there
Right.
and interacting with other people
Yep.
and all that type of stuff. So,
Sure.
Yep.
I'm looking at the flyer for the Arts Affair in the square, and tell me about who designed the logo.
Tony. So Tony Andrade is he's been doing graphic design for us for a long period of time. So he came up with that logo, and that's the one we chose to use because it used to be obviously geared for Marina Bay.
Right.
So he took the time to get us a new logo that fits where we're going to be now.
Okay, so designed by one of your
Yep.
founding members.
Oh yes, we call them the usual suspects. That's
Yes.
like the core group of people that usually interact on all of the shows. They do a lot of the coordination. They help us all the time. So
Yep.
yep.
Another person that will be sadly missed is Kelly Cobble.
Yeah, Kelly. That was a very sudden and very, very sad thing that happened this year. It came
Yeah.
out of nowhere, and we've tried to do our best to kind of carry on in her sort of memory. Like
That's what she would say, actually. Somebody has to step up.
Right,
Yeah.
and that people really have, and like we have a little memorial to Kelly on the homepage of the website because she was just such a huge part of the association for so long.
Right, yeah.
So.
Is there any recognition at the Arts Affair?
Yes.
Okay.
So for Arts Fest, we actually had an award given in her honor,
Oh, nice.
and then for the Arts Affair, I do believe we have a commemoration, and we don't have that award for this particular show
Yeah.
that I'm aware of. But we do have a special like commemoration for Kelly, and we have her at the studios obviously too, and all of that.
It's great. It's great for her family, you know, to see her legacy carry on like that.
Yeah, and there's also a scholarship in her name
Yes.
as well.
Yeah, and folks can, I know, donate to that anytime, right?
Yes, they
Yeah.
can. If you log on to the website, up at the top right, there is a donate button, and then if you put your donation, and then you can check off the box that this is for the Kelly Cobble Memorial Scholarship Fund.
Excellent.
That's the best way to do it.
Excellent. Super. Anything else we should let folks know about right now?
No, I think that's all the information. It's just this weekend is opening weekend, so it'll be the busiest, and there will be people there to meet and greet, and you can enjoy all the artwork and meet the artists because a lot of them will be there.
And maybe buy a piece too.
And maybe buy a piece too. Everyone would love that, I'm sure. Every
Sure.
artist loves when their work is purchased. So,
And also learn about the association, maybe become a member, maybe take some classes.
yep.
So-
There's always a sign up book in the gallery, so
Okay.
you can put your email address in there, and that means that you'll receive updates from us anytime we have classes to be offered, events, demos, workshops,
Yeah.
all that stuff.
Is there a newsletter, Britt?
There's not
Okay.
a newsletter that's sent out
Per
at the
se,
moment,
yeah.
but we do send out updates of new things coming at
Okay.
least anywhere from 2 to 5 times a month, I would
Gotcha.
say, at a minimum.
Okay.
So.
Anything later this year that you're planning right now?
We're working on the fall classes, as
Okay,
I mentioned.
yep.
As of right now, I don't know of any other exhibitions or shows
Yeah.
directly, but the gallery does change over every month or so.
Okay.
So there's new artwork in the gallery all the time.
All right.
So
Thanks so much. Really nice to meet you. and
thank you. It was nice to meet you too. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. I hope you have a great event. Again, Arts Affair in the Square. From Marina Bay to the heart of Quincy, it's in the Monroe Building in the new Q Arts Gallery. Check out quincyartma.org to get more information. Till then, I'm Joe Catalano. Please join us again next time.